anything about the workbook? Did you need any assistance with completing that from module one, or are you good on that?
I'm good on that. I have done some self-analysis from that from last
Yeah.
week's meeting. And there was just another question that I asked at the end of last week's meeting that I'd just like to explore a wee bit further, but that is not related to the workbook.
No, that's okay. If you're all good on the workbook, then we can take your question now. I just want to make sure we're getting workbook stuff first for each individual person before we get into just general Q&A. So if you're happy with the workbook, hit me with your question and let's explore.
Okay, so last week I wanted to know about getting validation, not validation, but getting compliments, maybe a bit
Mm,
of validation, maybe just somebody just coming up and saying, hey, you're really good at that. And that fully motivates you into
all right.
doing something that you know you should have been doing anyway.
Yeah,
And then you
I remember
made,
that question. Yeah.
yeah. And I was very fascinated with it because when you put in the, I think you said or you put in the chat, needing validation equals emotional immaturity. And
Hmm.
I've been thinking about that, wanting to explore that further. At what point does it become emotional immaturity? And at what point does it become motivation? Because it kind of, I
I
have,
can
yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
answer that question right now, okay?
Yeah.
If you need it in order for you to feel motivated, and you won't do it without it, it's emotional immaturity. All
Okay,
right.
that's
But if
me
you don't
then.
need it, if you don't need it and you're able to get yourself through it, but when someone gives it to you, it adds more fuel to the fire and motivates you, then
Mm,
it's you're not reliant on someone else to create an emotion inside of you in order for you to move forward. So you're
right.
mature enough within your own state that when you receive an emotion, it's not like, oh, this is exciting. An emotion, now I'm going to act from that emotion, but without the emotion, I won't act. Does that make
Okay.
sense? And
Yes, it
it's
does.
yeah, and we can flip that as well. It's like
Right.
if someone says something that triggers you or that challenges you, and then you feel an emotion and you shut down and then you react, it's the reaction that becomes emotional immaturity when you can't handle your own emotions. Does that make sense? Or
Mm,
you're not the controller, you're not able to create and regulate emotions within inside of you. But if someone
yes.
says something to you and it upsets you and it triggers you, but you're able to go, oh, well, that's a strong emotion, but then not react from that emotion, then that's the difference
Mm.
between being emotionally mature and emotionally immature in that particular area.
Okay, well then I'm
Does that
not
make sense?
then I'm not emotionally immature. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's good, right? Like that's
Yeah.
why I said needing validation equals emotional immaturity, right? Not
Oh,
receiving
needing,
validation. Yes,
needing.
receiving validation is great. Do you know
Ah,
what I mean? But if you need validation in order for you to move
ah.
forward or in order for your sense of self to be recognized or realized, that's where the emotional immaturity is coming to play.
Oh man, that makes 100% sense because I kept looking at it all week going, what does that mean? Does it mean I'm really emotionally immature?
You should have
Could
put a
be, could
question in the
be.
group chat or
I
in the
should
portal.
have. Yeah. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I get it because
Yeah,
I have acted upon a strong emotion, but in a good way. And it was
yeah.
something I received. It was definitely not something I needed.
And that's the difference right
Yeah.
there, right? You know,
Yeah.
if the only time you ever moved forward with anything was when you received validation from someone else, or you wouldn't move forward and take action unless someone gave you validation first, that's needing.
Yeah.
And the other side is just enjoying and receiving. You know, I'm all for it. Like I'm all for receiving, little bits of significance, and I'm all for receiving validation and praise. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. Like it feels great. It's a
Great.
gift of the human experience. So
I
lean into
agree.
that truly. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
create motivation from inside of you and move forward based on your vision and your values and the other aspects. Do you know what I mean? And when the
Yeah.
compliments come, just be like, lay it on me. Like, let me receive it.
Yeah. This is gold for me because not that I've been stuck with it. I've just
Mm,
noticed that, even though I've become a lot better receiving compliments, like I really
mhm.
have. Like I used to just laugh it off and go, "Oh, they're lying," or "That's rubbish." Now I'm just thanking people. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You've got nice eyebrows. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, damn
agree.
straight I do.
Yeah. So like I have become that, but also I can see it like to to give you a wee bit of context with it. I had a few inquiries about yoga that I haven't done for been teaching for 2 years. I got burnt out, didn't want to
Yeah.
do it, and I put
Yeah.
something up on the school, but. that person or those inquiries got me in the emotion of
Yeah.
motivation, saying
Yeah.
people want this. You know, they're
Mhm.
asking who does this, where can I find these people to do this? And I was that person. So I was able to go gather enough interest, and then I was able to create something out of that, which I did.
Mm.
Created something. It was extremely popular. I had no idea it would go off the way it did,
Yeah.
and I'm like, there's a need for this, but it didn't give me a big head or anything. It's just like, wow,
Yeah.
there's just a need. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
That's 100% great. And sometimes like don't be afraid of the emotions and feelings of getting a big head. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
Yep.
it's if you let it get to you and then it controls you, you're like, then it's a bit much. But sometimes like I like to allow that. Do you know
Mm,
what I mean? I like to allow myself to get a big head. I won't allow it to take over and I won't act from it and I won't think that all of a sudden I'm King Dingaling. But the feelings and the emotions that come into it, sometimes it's good to sit back and go, actually, you know what? Like, yeah, damn straight. You know what
mm,
I mean? Like damn straight there's a need for this, and I'm really good at this.
yeah,
So heck yeah, you know what I mean? Like allow
yeah,
that to be a part of your experience.
yeah.
Um,
So I
yeah,
created from that. I created from
yeah,
that,
that's
and
brilliant.
and it felt flipping good.
Yeah, brilliant,
And
Trudy.
yeah, so I've had a flipping good week.
Good to
Just
hear.
I don't know if it's luck or what. Just I don't know.
It's not
Just
luck, Trudy.
yeah,
It's the
I
result
know.
of your actions. I mean, you're
Yeah,
creating your good weeks and your bad weeks. You've just
yeah.
created a good one.
Well, I have. So I'm very happy
Yeah, that's
today.
awesome.
Yeah,
All right. Well done.
yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool. Good question. Did you have any other questions or anything else, or was that a big
No,
one?
but
It's no longer a big one.
can I say something that happened, which is why I was a wee bit late onto the meeting?
Please.
I met Pauline Hanson.
Oh, wow.
She came into the office
Yeah, that's
because
awesome.
I've been working here this week, and they've
In
offered me a
Townsville.
job. No, in Brisbane,
Oh, okay.
and they've offered me a job.
Who has? Oh, because of the volunteer work. So
Yeah.
they've offered you a paid position.
Yep. Yep.
My
So
goodness.
I manifested that, Josh. I did, and I know I
Yeah,
did, and I did it
yeah.
through quantum physics. I
You
did.
you
Honestly, I did it. Yeah.
yeah, you showed up in that place. You
Yeah.
leaned into your natural leadership
Yep.
skills. Or I remember you telling me about this a few
Yes.
weeks ago. And you've
Yep.
created, I'm assuming you've created a bit of flow within their volunteer workforce, and you're
Correct.
solving some problems. So as a
Yep.
result of you doing, yeah, 100%, you've created this opportunity.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
going to
of
take it?
course, it's only part
Yeah,
time, but that I
yeah.
can't handle anymore, as you know, because I'm running another business. But,
Oh, you never
yeah,
know. There could
yeah.
be some works here because that's something you
Well,
definitely believe in. And like you said, remember
yeah.
what we uncovered the other day,
Mm,
you thrive in the space where there's people around you, where you can lead people and help people. Remember I
correct.
was saying that. And
Yeah.
it was a reframing of significance for you.
Yeah.
And not it's a bad thing, I need it, but look how I thrive in it.
Correct. I
Yeah.
know I need teamwork. I know I
Yeah.
need to collaborate
Community.
and engagement. You engage
Yeah.
my brain and I'll give you 10 times over. If you hit that spot, I'll give you 10 times back. So I'm so
100%.
flipping stoked.
That is so
And
good.
they even said today, they go, you're too good for what you're doing. So we've got something else in mind for you. But they're
Yeah.
so busy, it's hard to pin anyone down to
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
get a contract and that
Yeah.
sorted. But that's happening today, apparently. So,
And
yeah,
it's a Trudy Hudson. I like that. That
yeah.
sounds there's a nice
Oh,
ring to it.
I'm not
Parliamentary
going.
member.
Oh, no, I'm not going down that track. Oh, my goodness, no. But I'm happy to do the support work behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's phenomenal, Trudy.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all meeting politicians. I sat down to lunch with Jackie Lambie last week
Oh,
on Tuesday morning. Yeah, went out to lunch with Jackie Lambie. So we had
she's
brunch. So
the defense. I'm sorry she went a little bit unhinged for
uh,
me. But that's
yeah,
another, yeah, with the, yeah, anyway. But she's
yeah.
really good to veterans. She stands up for veterans. She's
Mm.
very popular, but she's got Lee Hansen down there now. So let's see.
Yeah, let's see how that works.
Yeah.
No, that's all good.
But
Trudy,
oh
that's a great
wow, that's
share. That's
amazing that you
a
had
great good
lunch with
repair.
her. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. No, that's phenomenal. It's really well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm stoked.
Awesome. All right, Ronnie, mate. I know that you haven't got into the content at all. That's okay. Still got a couple of days before we go live in module two. So if you don't have any questions on the workbook in particular, mate, happy for you to throw some questions this way.
Um, yeah, pretty much just been trying to get my uni sorted because everything sort of got messed up on JCU's side. But that looks like it should be all sorted by this afternoon, maybe even tomorrow. Because then I can get into the workbook and man, hopefully I'm going to try and put at least at least a full 24 hours, into it. Yeah, when I get the time. But yeah, I guess the only thing there's like you know about this, but yeah, I because I do have PTSD, so I do have to suffer like I suffer a bit with nightmares and stuff like that. And man,
Mm.
last night I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I was just raging. Like yeah, this morning, sorry, I woke up at 4:30, and I was just raging. I didn't know what the hell I didn't know why, and it just took me about an hour or so to remember the dream, and then I realized, and then I was like, well, that explains a lot. And it probably took me a good and 2.5 hours just to even slightly feel like I was returning to baseline.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and I guess like I'm getting better at it at that sort of
yeah.
thing. But I guess I'd like to get to a point where I could just sort of wake up and then just go, oh, it's all good. It was just a dream. It's just a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that would be very possible and very simple if all dreams were just dreams. All right, but they're not. Some dreams are just dreams. Yeah, be like a wacky dream about a zombie apocalypse or a wild dream about, surfing on the back of a shark in a spaceship on planet Mars. It's like, that's a wild dream.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
dreams, some dreams are reflections and shimmers from our subconscious,
yeah,
right? From
yep,
fears, from doubts, from unprocessed emotion. To be completely honest, that's what they are.
yep,
Some dreams
yep,
are like ripples in the pool of an unprocessed emotion,
yep.
and some dreams are messages from God. Do you know what I mean? Depending on what it is. So I think that to get to a space where it's like, dreams are just dreams. I think that's you miss out on a lot. I think what a better thing to do is investigate. Okay, was that dream just a dream? Was that dream showing me an unprocessed experience or an unprocessed emotion? Or was this dream a signal or a message from God showing me where I should be going in life, or what I could ask for forgiveness for, what I could give away, or something else, or a vision for the future of my direction in life? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, well, I ended up Googling, like, I looked up like the meanings of dreams and I put in like the description of, what had happened. And
Yeah,
basically that was what, oh, well, it was AI that ended up answering it better than anything else, which I
yeah,
don't know how reliable or how good it is, but it actually it made a lot of sense. And the way it explained it was, it was saying, and when I actually looked it up, I think that's when I did start to go, oh, okay. Because about an hour and a half, maybe later, and then I did, and then still took time, but that's instantly. As soon as I
yeah,
looked into it, I went, well, that makes a lot of sense, and it did seem like it was one of those messages that your subconscious is telling you, that you haven't exactly what you just said, like unprocessed emotion that you haven't actually processed yet, and then
yeah,
it actually it as weird as it sounds, it even started to seem a bit positive because the way the dream went. The way that it sort of explained it was that it was what had happened was in the spare room of my house. So
yeah,
when I added that bit into it, it was the spare room isn't the main room, and because it's the spare room, it's showing that it's like you're at the final stages of letting go, and
yeah,
it's just that last bit. It's just hanging
yeah.
on.
It makes
Um,
sense, right? Like we always clean out the spare room last. You know what I mean? We kind of chuck all the junk in the square room, in our spare room.
yep,
And sometimes it's like eventually you're like, oh, okay, I'll get in there and clean the spare room. Do you know what I mean? But usually what do we do when we have junk or things we don't want to deal with straight away? We're like,
chuck
let's
it.
just chuck it in the spare room. You know what I mean? Or chuck it in the
Yeah.
junk cupboard. Like, and we do that inside of our mind as well. Things that we don't want to deal with, or we don't have time to process, or we just don't want to, whatever else it might be, we subconsciously within our psychology, we throw it in the spare room. We throw it in our subconscious. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? And
Yeah.
you can just keep chucking stuff in the spare room as long as that door stays closed, right?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
if the door's open, which it is in our sleep, because when we're asleep, we are a window. The door is open to our subconscious. If there's so much stuff in the spare room that it's starting to spill out or it's starting to smell, it's going to bleed out into our dreams, right? And that's the same as, kind of you close the door because you don't want to see what's in the spare room, but it's an absolute mess in there. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
like boxes of shoes and paperwork and whatever. And it's like, oh, I got to clean it. I got to clean it. I got to clean it. And you get to that point where it's like, I can't chuck anything else in the spare room because the spare room's full. Or we're ashamed of how messy the spare room is. So when someone comes around, we close that spare room door. Or, we're like, yeah, go down to the right. Just don't touch that door on the left. Do you know what I mean? Just don't go in that room. That's a spare room full of junk.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So we create
Yeah.
this little prison inside of our mind, and then we kind of put a little bit of shame around it. And we're just like, no, let's just keep that. I don't really want to deal with that. I don't want to process that.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Is that making
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Because
So what I would,
oh,
yeah,
because the last bit of the whole, I guess, AI breakdown is it said that the fact that I was having that specific dream was actually a good thing because it was my brain processing that last bit of information through the dream itself. But does that sound, or is it more of a no? I've still got to process it.
no, it's just showing you what isn't processed.
Okay, so I've still got
Does
to
that make
spend. Okay,
sense?
yep, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay,
this
okay,
this would be the sort of thing that I mean, if you felt comfortable in this forum and if you had the time, we could unpack it. But if bro, if this is like, oh, actually, Josh, let's just jump on a call. You know what I mean? Let's go out for coffee, or just you and I go through this, mate. I respect your privacy, and we can unpack it and have a look at the layers and have a look at potentially what you're still holding on to. Again, and I've said this to you 3 or 4 times so far over the last week, and I'll say it again because it's relevant. This is exactly what we cover in this week's content, right? Module 2 content.
yeah,
We cover
yeah,
the framework of a psychology. So, how our stories create beliefs, our group beliefs create values, values create identities, how that system works in the brain. We then
yep,
cover the conscious and the unconscious mind, which is what's happening here, right? Like your unconscious mind or your subconscious mind is what's speaking to you. And
yep,
what needs to be processed is what's sitting down in that unconscious mind. And then the third video is a framework of like the power of reframing and how that frame, that subconscious frame or that dream then affects your mind state, affects your emotions, affects the action that you can take, and then what you do to create the next moment in your life for your subconscious to run through that process again, right? So
yep,
um, what I'm going to suggest to you is, I know you've been a little bit busy, that's cool. Watch those 3 videos. I think they're not too long. Uh, Once you've watched those videos, send me a message, we'll jump on a call and I'll help you unpack the layers that exist within that dream. The
amazing.
psychological layer of unprocessed thought loops. Okay, remember from module 1, we have those
Yep,
thought loops, there's information. So you have
yep,
an unprocessed or an open thought loop. There's an
yep,
emotional layer, which is an unprocessed emotion, where there's stored emotional energy trapped within the cells in your body. All right, which is
mm-hmm,
why when you woke up, you felt rage. It's like that rage and the fact that it was almost uncontrollable rage, or the emotion that you felt that held on for a long time. The reason it lasted so long is because so much of that energy is stored within your cells. All right.
okay,
So when you have a dream, you remember it and it kind of wakes up the emotion that stored the unprocessed, quite literally, the unburnt and unprocessed energy. So like rage stuck around for a long time. Right.
yeah,
End result, when we process the emotion and we're able to release it and set it free and find, where it's sitting, what it's linked to, how it's tied in the past, plan for moving forward, and go through if there's a layer of potentially forgiveness, potentially surrender, who knows, potentially trust, potentially a recalling of a part of yourself, whatever else it might be. As a result of going through that process, you hold the memory or the dream will still be in your subconscious, but all
yep,
of that stored emotion won't be in your body. So when you have the dream, you're not waking up in rage. It's just a memory. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
okay,
Without the crazy physiological effects, because you've basically let go of all of the unprocessed emotional energy that's stored within your body.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have you ever heard of a book or read a book called The Body Keeps Score?
I've got it saved and I started it,
Yeah.
but man, I think I only got about 2 chapters in, and
Yeah.
as you just said it,
That's
I just
cool.
realized I've only just got two
Yeah.
chapters in.
You're right. The basis of that book teaches that our body holds on to emotion. All right. The body
Yeah,
keeps score, right? So if there's something terrible that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago or in your childhood, your body remembers that because it stores emotional energy within our cells, within different areas. And that's why sometimes when people think of an energy of an emotion or an old memory is triggered, they get like back pain or knee pain. And that's
yeah,
because that particular part of their body is where the body has kept score. It's where the
yep,
body has stored all of that icky, unprocessed, dysregulated proteins that are moving through the body based on the neurochemicals that the brain produces when these memories or these dreams happen.
Gotcha.
So that's the layers, right? So we unpack the psychological layer. We then have a look at neurochemically, what is that created? Cortisol, adrenaline, hormones, the hormones and neurochemicals of stress. That within your brain then synthesizes a protein within your body that then is used by your body to rebuild, repair, and recover, or to create disease and ill health, right?
Okay.
Does that kind of
Okay.
make sense?
Gotcha.
That's the basics of
Yeah.
the book. It teaches the science of how whatever you think about triggers neurochemicals in your brain, which then sends proteins into your body, which then is used by your body to either repair you or put you into chronic illness and stress disease and high blood pressure, whatever else it might be.
Gotcha. Oh man, I've got so much stuff to tell you about that then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I
Gotcha.
think I can read between the lines here, and I'll respect you on this one. So we'll have a conversation offline,
Yep.
and we'll unpack, we'll go into it,
Yep.
and yeah, man, yeah, we can actually like systematically the same way like when you have like teaching weapons drills or when you have a
Yep.
weapon malfunction, we can just systematically have a look at all the pieces in play,
Okay.
and
Cool.
then and release, surrender, forgive. Who knows what we're going to do with it? Who knows what that unprocessed emotion and memory needs? You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, it's not like, oh, we'll do this, this, and this, and then we're good. It's like, no, we're just going to pull on this lever. You know what I mean? And then we'll see what comes up. And then we'll look
Okay.
at what's coming up through all the different, through the psychological layer and the emotional layer. And we'll have a look and we'll go, okay, this and this and this and this. Okay, here's what we got to do.
Amazing. Oh yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good?
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Makes a lot of sense. Huh.
Yeah. Did you have any questions? Do you want to add anything to that? Has that brought anything else up?
Oh well, the first thing as soon as you said that, well, on my med discharge, they were asking, where do you have pain in your body? And I told them my thoracic was like the most painful part of my entire body. They sent me for scans and they're like, "There's nothing wrong with your thoracic
Yeah.
at all." And then started getting dry needling and cupping and all that kind of stuff. And it would give me relief like every week, but I had to do that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, 2 years after 2 years after I left the army, I don't get pain in my thoracic anymore. And it probably is because it is guaranteed now that
Yeah.
I've processed the issues that it was causing the pain in the middle of my
Yeah. Yeah.
thoracic for
Like
sure.
literally, that's exactly right. You know what I mean? It's like when you leave an unhealthy
Yeah.
relationship, why do you all of a sudden have energy to train, and why does your body feel great, and why do all those niggling injuries that you were holding on to, that you're moving through or getting sick all the time, like why does that stop when you leave the environment? That's because our outer environment, so the things that are happening around us, they affect our internal environment, which is our health. That makes
Okay.
sense. So if we're in an outer
Yeah.
environment that creates stress and doubt, where we're fear, or we're constantly trying to people please or look out, or we're at alert, that environment out there, we think about things, we process things, it triggers these different reactions in our brain, which then fires off neurochemicals, which then
Yeah.
move down into our body and synthesize these different proteins, which are then used to get right down into our genetic code and either upregulate the switches within our DNA that build healthy bone structure and regulate our blood pressure. Stressful environments turn off the
Yep.
parts of our body that produce health and well-being, and they turn on the parts of our body that produce inflammation, that produce high blood pressure. Do you know what I mean? Things like chronic heart disease,
Yeah.
even things like cancer, these are all triggered by stressful environments
Okay.
because our outer environment massively affects our inner environment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's
And
called epigenetics. We go into that, I think, in module 6 or 7, something like 5 or 6. I can't remember.
yeah, okay. It's weird that you just said the high blood pressure because I literally had to go get a CBC, just that random 3 month doctor's appointment you have to do. I
Yeah.
did that, and my blood pressure's always been 120 over 80, and
Yeah.
yesterday it was 148 over 85, and I was like, it's never been like that. They will even look back through the paperwork and they're like, it's never been like that. What have you been? What's changed? But then I had the
Yeah.
dream last night, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, okay,
So that'll
gotcha.
happen this morning, did it?
Well, the doctor's appointment was yesterday, and
Yeah.
then I woke up this morning at about 4:30.
Yeah.
I think it was, or maybe even a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the friggin' having little mini rage attacks and stuff.
Yeah, man, it could be big, but it's also, you have to also think like the amount of lifestyle changes you've had in a short period of time. Like you've found Christ, you've now been baptized, you're no longer associating with the music, the people, you know what I mean? With all those other things that your body, that your system was used to using, right? It was used to being in that state. And our brain, our body, this machine is a biochemical machine. All
Yep.
right. So, and because it's biochemical, our body becomes addicted to whatever chemical state we feed it. All right. If you
Okay.
feed your body heroin, you're altering your body heroin, you become chemically addicted to heroin. If you
Yeah.
feed your body the neurochemicals of stress, of cortisol, of the chemicals that happens that are triggered in our brain when we drink, when we listen to particular music, when we do something in routine and habit, we biochemically alter our body to become addicted and used to and needing and requiring that same neurochemical signature, right? The same
Okay.
chemical system that we feed it from our brain to our body. When you make changes, big changes, you're no longer in the environment that's triggering the unique chemical structure from your brain to your body that your system was used to. Now you're over here, completely different chemical structure. So your body goes through this state of withdrawal while it's
Oh,
adjusting from chemical signature of past life and old identities and old music, old friends, old thought patterns, old levels of stress, old levels of suppression, to over here in your faith journey, your Christian journey, where you feel free and you're happy and you're not
mm,
under the same amount of stress. Biologically, your body takes a bit of time to catch up as it
okay.
goes through withdrawals from the chemical signature of one lifestyle and then adapts to the chemical signature of a new lifestyle.
Okay. Gotcha. Is there a rough timeline? Because from what I understand, isn't it for addictions, it's a roughly 30 days or 28 days, or it
Man,
doesn't, not like
honestly,
that.
bro, 17 to 292 days.
Ah, yep. Sweet.
Like literally,
Okay.
there was a
Yeah.
recent study done. I can't remember where it was. There's a recent study done where it was habit formation, like breaking it, can be anywhere from say 17 days up to 292 days because it depends on the intensity, depends on
Mm,
how long, depends on what you're changing and shifting into, how much dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, how much of these positive neurochemicals are you getting from a new lifestyle or from your new habit compared to what you were getting in your old habit. There's such a massive range. One thing
gotcha.
that will help you is consistency, right?
Okay.
Consistency over time. And eventually it could take a couple of weeks, it could take a few months, it could take
Yep.
nearly a year, but eventually your body is your body and your brain is an adaptable piece of equipment.
Yep.
Eventually it will adapt to the new environment. Do you know what
Gotcha.
I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
intensity is big. Like look at Kapuka, right? And basic training, bro. In 12 weeks, we everything about our identity shifted, and it was
Yeah.
stressful and it was hard. But then when we went through Kapuka and basic training, we were then put into a unit which supported the new environment. And over time, we adjusted and we got used to it. And first year as a digger, it's there's exciting, these different things, and then second year going out field, and then going on courses, and your body settles into it. And then it's like, oh, I
Mm.
actually don't remember what life is like outside of this.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
the same. It's the same with shifting a belief system, with going through this personal development work that you're learning in BYOC, even with the changes you're going to make to being a uni student and studying. Like these are all shifts that you're choosing to make in your life, which are going to alter the neurochemical signatures and structures of your brain, which your body has to adapt to.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yep.
Mm.
A big one for you is going to be relationships. All right. When you stop dating bad
Yeah.
women, all right, and you find an actually good quality, wholesome woman who doesn't arc up at you, who supports you and all those sort of things, and is nothing like what you're used to, you're going to struggle. And there's going to be parts of you that are going to want to sabotage it because biochemically you're
Yeah.
not used to that. You're used to relationships being chaotic and having
Yeah.
to always fawn, and having to argue and fight your point. So when you're with someone
Yeah.
who's all the things that you want, calm, submissive, respectful, and all those sort of things, you're going to be like your system won't know what to do with it. All right. And the way that
Hmm.
our system communicates to us is through our emotions and through our psychology. So
Mm.
your system will feel unsafe And the way we interpret emotions is through psychology, through our thoughts, through our perceptions, through our meaning. So if your body feels unsafe or doesn't feel used to it, your brain might go, I'm not good enough. Nah, she's probably cheating. Nah, she's doing something on the side. All right. Which is basically just your mind's way of telling you what's happening now isn't what we're used to happening and what we need to happen in order for us to feel chemically safe in a state that we've usually been in.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Wow. You blew my mind again. This is the second time we've done this. Come on, man.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
It's good stuff, man. You'll learn a lot of this
Yeah.
doing your psychology degree. So you'll learn a bit of this doing your
Yep.
psychology degree. There's a lot you won't learn. There's a lot you'll
Yep.
learn, and I'm not, I'm not tooting my horn or anything along those lines, but you're going to learn a lot in this BYOC program and content that you won't learn by doing a psychology degree.
Yep.
You'll learn a ridiculous amount. So when you add the depth of knowledge you understand in psychology with
Mm-hmm.
understanding the system of how psychology, neurology, and biology all work together,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and how that affects us energetically and through quantum physics affects and manipulates the energy in the world around us. That's going to give you such a broad playing field for you to take the knowledge you're learning in psychology and go, all right, here's the psychological aspect. What's this doing in the rest of this, 70 trillion cell supercomputer that we call the human condition?
I'm getting excited now.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
Yes. They're a bit like Jordan Peterson and Andrew Huberman together. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you'll have. I'm not saying that I'm either of those, but what I'm saying is you'll get the best or a lot of all of the different facets of the human condition. Which is mind, brain,
Yep.
body, and soul.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's amazing.
Yeah, all good. All good. Hopefully that answers your questions and probably gives you 1,000 more questions. But we'll.
I think I've got to process all the emotion from that little conversation first, eh?
Well, what we'll look at doing is boys go back to school on Wednesday.
Yep.
So we could probably do it Wednesday of next week, I'd say. Either Wednesday during the day or Thursday or something along those lines. We can either jump
Yep.
on a Zoom call or we can meet up in person and go through it all.
Sounds amazing. Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. G'day, Valerie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Where's Miss Trudy? She hiding?
Yeah, she's in a restricted zone right now, so she has her camera off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm great, thanks.
Yeah. Nice.
Sounds important, doesn't it?
Has she already had her turn?
She has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was late. I had my client.
That's all right. How'd your client session go?
Oh my goodness. Do you know, Josh, I understand why you do this, and Ronnie, you will learn so much about yourself. Now that I'm doing it the second time round, I'm loving even though I'm still not writing it, I'm loving learning it. And because I walk with my mate every day who now I love it. I said, do you have to pick on me every day? Seriously, he just comes out with all this stuff. Oh, you're reflecting, you're doing this, you're deflecting, oh, awesome, thanks, bring it on, because I want to learn about myself, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious. Like, he studied psychology in his 20s, so it's a really good mirror to learn from, I guess, in that sense. But yeah, my first client, and I understand now why you're so passionate about the DVA, like the clients you're bringing in, because my first client is a counsellor and she's had her business for 7 years, and I pulled out the pieces and everything, and I could see her hero story today, and it was just like fascinating. It was just like, that's your hero story. And yeah, she was grateful for that. But she actually said to me, and I think I said to you in Vipassana, before Vipassana, I went and saw her because I felt the need. I didn't even go to her she ended up saying to me, I want to work with you, no problem. Then I ended up spending time with her afterwards, knowing I had to contribute to her world for whatever reason. Anyway, she said to me today, you were my Christmas gift. And it was just like, that blew me away. I was in tears, you know. So, but it just reminded me why I want to work with health professionals who have their own business now. I've just
There we go.
nailed, I've landed it. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's not just health professionals in a career, it's
Yeah.
in their own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really great niche or a place to nail in and work with now. Because like from a business point of view, now you have marketing, now you can craft offers, now you can make content that actually speaks to the person you want to speak to. And
Yeah.
you're able to give them what they so desperately need, which is emotional support. You know,
Yeah.
as counselors, healthcare professionals are working with people on the I don't mean this in a bad way, but on the lower end of the scale and knowledge and wisdom, they
Mhm.
also need help regulating, processing, and being coached through their own emotions. And if
Yeah.
you're coming in now as that space with emotional fitness, with eDisc, with all the knowledge you've got from here, plus, you know, your conversations with your mate and everywhere else, you play a pivotal role in supporting people who play a pivotal role in supporting people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was pretty excited because I could see I asked her one question what her gaps were in her business, like what she saw herself as not the CEO. And
Yeah.
what came out of that was just like, oh, I could see myself doing that for you. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm creating my own job.
Yeah.
in,
That's how it starts in the early days. That's how BYOC was. That's how everything I've ever done started. Having no idea what I'm doing, but confident I can figure it out. Getting on a call with someone, and then when they tell me what their problems are, going, "Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, I can solve that problem now. Let me do something in that space."
it's just hilarious how it came out. But it just yeah, so yes, and it definitely made sense and because of the EDIS being tangible, they're
Mm,
just loving it. And
extremely tangible. Yeah.
my second client, so it's definitely the CSs are my target, even though
Yeah.
they're the hardest to sell to. It's past assurance-based thinkers, the ones that need all the facts, evidence, results, everything else. But yeah, definitely, it just made more sense. And my second one actually said to me, and she's a SC, and she just said to me, she said, I now know why you do this.
Yeah.
I said, great, you're my raving fan for your friends,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Well
yeah,
done.
it's brought back my spark and my
Yeah.
liveliness and why you do what you do and why I do what I do because it just you bring life to somebody else's um, world, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Well, there's
seeing the
something to be
gaps.
said for being able to help people get out of their own way. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? And that's what a lot of it is, you know, that we do. Like a lot of what we do in helping people is we help them get out of their own way to see the truths that naturally exist.
yeah,
Sorry, guys, my son's just at the door. It's still school holidays. Sorry, guys. Can I just have 2 seconds?
that's right.
Thank you. What's up, buddy?
That's cool, Valerie.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I'm just
just being on a roll, right? Like getting that momentum and getting that motivation and just going, yeah, bring it on. Bring me the next one. I found my niche. I
Yeah.
got it. I got
Okay.
this.
Yeah, yeah. And my next two, like two that I'm working with, one's a health professional in a nursing role. I mean, we can't control the environment they work in, but if they had their own business, then that's so much better.
Yeah,
And
you don't
her,
have to stay within the constraints of mainstream or let's
yeah,
put it
Yeah,
nicely,
take off their collar
pro
and
jab
put
people.
their hang
yeah,
upstairs.
That mentality and that mindset would do my head in. But if they've
yeah,
got their own business, they've probably got a bit more poetic license to actually be a bit more flexible or offer their clients something a bit different.
yeah. And I
Thanks,
could also,
guys.
that's okay. I could also see in the first client I'm working with, her hero story was she was working for an organization, restrained, and got in trouble for using a holistic approach working with trauma like working with clients
Yeah,
in relationships. So that's why she set up her business. I said, there's your hero story,
yeah,
where you came from.
yeah. Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, we were just talking about,
No, you're
yeah.
right.
So that was, it is seeing what's in their own way, like being able to pull it out of them, and
Right?
it's really,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
And
it.
what's when it comes to seeing, like what's one of my most favorite quotes that I say in BYOC all the time about seeing?
Um, you don't know until you, um, I know it's there.
Trudy, fill her in if you can. You can't
You
you
can't see
can't
what you don't know.
Coach.
you
You
can't
can't.
change what you can't see. You know,
Oh,
so
you can't. Sorry, I thought you were talking about BYO, what the C stood
no,
for.
no, no. No,
Flip,
I say that
sorry.
how often do I say, you can't change
Yeah,
what you can't see? So
true.
Valerie, we're helping our clients get out of their own way by helping them see by helping them see more, by raising their level of self-awareness, right? And
Mm,
once you're able to change how someone sees a particular thing or what they see, everything shifts. As I said before, the biological shift that happens from a simple yet profound shift of perception that's rooted in truth and that's supported by you as the coach. I mean, man, you're going to be able to help so many people with
mm,
some of the most basic tools. And Valerie, you don't have some of the most basic tools. You have really advanced systems and tools that you can use,
mm,
to help people. You're not just a mindset coach, a startup coach who's helping people, with a wheel of life and then doing affirmations and all of that basic stuff that I don't know if it's still flooding the market. It's been an absolute blessing to be off social media. I don't know what's flooding the market nowadays. But for so long that was pushed. But then you've got these really quality, tangible tools like eDisc, and there's quality process through emotional fitness, this emotional fitness formula. And even that's only probably like I would say 30% of
mm,
what you've got as the coach that's helping them. A big chunk of that, I'd say maybe an additional 50 to 60% is it's your wisdom. It's the
mm,
fact that you've been coachable and that you've gone down into your own darkness and been able to come out of it. And the
mm,
wisdom that you have from that, when we look at, masculine, feminine energy and structures of coming together, the tools, eDisc, even the Psyche method, EFF, that's all masculine structure, knowledge, right?
mm,
It's your wisdom that
mm.
creates that space.
Yeah.
If you have the structures and the knowledge and that feminine creativity, wisdom, and desire to help, the last 10% is the actual coaching skills, which is how well can you facilitate an outcome.
Mm, mm.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Valerie, I haven't seen you coach before. I don't know anything about your clients or their results or anything along those lines, but you've got the tools, you've got the structure, you've got the wisdom.
Mm,
And from what I see, you've got the ability to facilitate and draw information and create
mm.
outcomes or facilitate outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. And ever since the past, I mean, it's happened before when I've done William Whitecloud's work. Have you ever done his work, William
No.
Whitecloud? So you step into the creator and the victim circle, and you can facilitate. And I can feel my tears well up straight away as soon as someone's in pain or
Yep.
sadness or whatnot. And that happened twice last week with these two clients. And obviously, I've got to be professional and try not to show that. So that
Yeah.
happened twice. And even Tuesday happened again with somebody. And I thought, but I wasn't coaching them. I was on a call and I just let it. And he said to me, "What's wrong? What's going on?" I said, "I can just feel what's going on."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't mean for it to happen. It just happens, you know?"
Yeah. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you heard, because you mentioned just something, I just want to get a little bit of clarity, or maybe who knows, pull on a thread, who knows what's going to come out of it. You mentioned, I feel what they feel and I cry, but like I'd be professional. When those emotions do come up through when you're working with a client, do you mask those emotions? Do you push
Um,
them down and, appreciate that you feel them, yet hold a steady, kind of professional rock for them to be able to attach their emotions to, or for them to be able to hold on to?
mm, do I feel them in the moment and
Mm.
then I separate, but I'm aware of them. Do you know what I mean? Like on a
Yeah.
professional level. This one this morning when she said, "You're my Christmas gift," I just lost it. It was
Yeah.
just like, I said to her, I said, I'm crying in joy, like
Yeah.
thanking her,
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of things that new coaches are taught, especially within the TCI system or the
yeah,
ICI system, sorry, about not showing or not feeling emotions. If a client's sharing with something with you and it's like an emotional moment for them, and what are we trained to do? We're
mm,
trained to control our emotions, feel them on the inside, don't express them, remain calm and help them out. And I understand why, right? Because a lot of new coaches don't have the emotional regulation skills to actually be able to coach someone past a
yeah.
particular point because they haven't gone that point themselves. But I got to share with you, I'm going to ask you a question, sorry. What is one of the greatest things that we can do with our clients, or the greatest tools to help our clients truly transform their lives? What is it? What do you feel
Being authentic.
yeah, being authentic is a part of it, but what do you feel like when you're on a session with a coach, and maybe you've had this experience with me or you haven't, and it's just like I'm there and we're there and navigating
Yeah,
this
being
thing.
present.
Being
Being
present
present.
is a big part of it. Yeah, yeah. The greatest tool for transformation is connection.
Oh,
All right.
okay, yeah.
It's connection. Because
Yeah.
if we're in a coaching session together and you feel truly connected to me, what's more likely to happen in that session?
Oh, then vulnerability.
Vulnerability, trust, transformation,
Yeah.
closeness. They'll feel supported. All of these other
Yeah.
things come from a space of true connection. And
Mm.
what's the greatest way for us to connect with people? It's showing empathy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
showing the emotions that we get it. And if you've ever watched any of or gone to a Tony Robbins event or watched any of his things, the most powerful and impactful moments that he has isn't in the times where he's just standing and coaching. It's in the times where when he is talking to a client and
Mm.
helping them through it, tears are streaming down his face because he feels into their experience so much. And he has such a genuine love and grace and care for the
Yeah.
people that he's helping, that
Mm.
seeing pain in them and also
Mm.
greatness and love in them, and the fact that they need greatness and they need love, that just creates emotional connection that he can't hold back.
Yeah.
That is when people's lives transform.
Mm. Okay. Yep.
Does that make sense? And in a
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
setting,
100%.
yeah. So
100%.
I would love to hear a report from you, and for this to come up naturally is the only way for it to happen.
Of
And I would be
course.
very interested in hearing from you when you have a client who's sharing something powerful and emotional.
Mm.
Maybe this time, don't keep it on the inside
Yeah.
and show them how much you care about their emotional state.
Mm.
Not
Yeah.
rescuing, not diving in there, but
No.
allowing yourself to be seen in emotional, empathetic connection. Be
Mm.
very interested to hear what was the outcome of that session, but more importantly, the relationship that you built with that client.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Yeah, I never looked at it like that, I guess. Yeah, like you said, the TCI, they teach you to be professional, so to speak. But yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you, if you want longevity with your clients, build relationships.
Yeah. And that first client that I was talking about with her counselling thing, like I said, I spent time with her in at Christmas time, and she told me her story, and I was in tears in front of her, you
Yeah,
know, because I could feel everything that, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mm. So yeah, no,
Powerful
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions, anything you want clarity on? And how did you go with the workbook for module one? Did you need
Oh,
any clarity, or were you able to crack through that?
it's a work in progress because I'm picking up all these loops, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. Like it's actually, yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
I remember with you, we were looking at, I actually gave you instruction to don't complete it yet, to observe, because you hadn't found the full loop yet. Do you remember
Yeah,
I was telling you I want you to observe these other things? How have you
yeah.
gone stepping back into that observer role? And have you found any full cycles of loops?
Um, Oh, definitely distraction. Like if I've not done my qigong in the morning, I'm all over the shop. So yeah, I become distracted easily, like not focusing on one task. And I thought of you, and I thought I've got to go back and watch that focus. Your video.
Focus formula.
I was going to ask you, do you have the workbook to that?
No, that's just click. It's click download. Click to download. So in the video, there's
Oh, okay.
at the bottom of the video, the text in the video, there's a little link. If you click on it, you can then fill in the focus formula. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
got the
Okay.
distraction audit and then the little workbook for each video in there as well.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so going back to those two questions that you asked me, what I'm observing in the conversations, I observed myself stating something I was passionate about, and I said, and that's my opinion. Like that's the end of the end of the story. Like you're not going to shut me down this time, and that's my opinion. That's I thought, oh, that's very stern, Valerie.
Stamping your
I
ground
thought it
once
was
or twice.
hilarious.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
How have you gone with observing the pattern in the loop when it comes to having conversations or feeling inferior around men that you label as more
Well, that
more
that was
intelligent?
it. That was
That was in
that
that
was
one.
that was
But at
that
least you
was
tried
it.
a new outcome, and that's my opinion. Uh,
That's a work in progress every day. Every day I go for a walk, I'm
what's with
observing.
him?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's great because I'm learning so much about myself. And he actually said to me this morning, I must have slowed down my step. Like this is how he's small detail. He's a DCI, I think, or
yeah,
DIC in the EDIS. And not that I know, and studied psychology. So he knows a lot and he's very spiritual, but he doesn't know he's spiritual. So everything comes natural to him, right? So I turned to the right and I saw a bunny, like a bunny rabbit.
yeah,
And then he realized that I'd slowed down my my
yeah.
stance, because he didn't notice. And he turned over to where I'd looked and he saw the bunny. And he said, do you realize you just slowed down because you saw the bunny over there? I said, no, I had no idea. And then we started talking about slow processes, like with people and stuff like that. I said, oh, yeah, that's me. It's like, conversations are coming out naturally. But then he says to
Yeah.
me, well, that's your DNA. And it's just like, well, is it? Or is it
How
alert behavior?
can I ask
So
you a
it's,
question about this guy?
yeah.
How often does he not psychoanalyze or analyze every moment that you guys are a part of? Like, what's the ratio there? Because a
Oh,
lot of the
no,
stories you've told me about him, it seems to be that there's a very frequent psychoanalysis of you and of different things that are happening, followed by explanations. Is it always
mm,
like that, or is it just
no, no,
no? So
not always
he
like
can
that.
just be
No.
present without. Yeah, okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, no. And it was, and I just finished listening to your, like, I think last night I listened to about the 90 to 95% unconscious
yeah,
thoughts. So, yeah, I just added all that into the conversation. So, yeah,
okay,
no, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Just curious, you know what
Okay,
I mean?
I'll take more
Oh,
notice now.
take more notice and just have
Yeah,
a look at how often and again it's not about him in particular but this is what I love about people and what I love about us
learning.
is learning about about types of people, right? Like you do eDisc,
Yeah,
you do behavior and personality profiling. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? And if
yeah.
someone shows a particular trait, like I know it's weird because I'm asking you if he psychoanalyzes, and then I'm going to say, hey, why don't you psychoanalyze how often he psychoanalyzes? But again, right, it's just about stepping back and you know having a look at how much can I observe in this one experience. Do you know what I mean? Normally,
Mm,
if you want a
yeah,
coach or someone who quite literally is starting a career based on people paying you to analyze them, then it wouldn't be a thing.
mm,
But I'm
yeah.
curious, as someone who is going to be a coach and also who is a coach in you and a mentor, and who knows, maybe eventually a podcast and a speaker and all of these different things, like who knows where this
Mm,
crazy coaching journey is going to take you.
yeah.
just how much can you see?
Mm.
What
Yeah.
can you truly observe in certain experiences? And I wouldn't say do it every time you go for a walk with this person or every time you hang out with someone, but every now
Mm.
and then just step back and go, wow, like what does the full picture here look like?
Mm.
What
Yeah.
loops or patterns can I observe in this particular type of person?
Yeah.
Ronnie, this is going to be gold for you as a psychologist because what this does is it also massively builds your knowledge base and you build a hell of a lot of familiarity with different personality types. No worries at all, Trudy. So when you're like observing from that role and you observe and you're like, hang on a sec, I see it there, I see it there, I see it there, I see it there. When a
Mm.
client or a patient is presenting something to you, you're like, I've seen this trait now. I've seen this
Yep.
as a common thing. I'm familiar with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was my question. How do you do that? Because I'm now curious as to how to do that in
Yeah.
others, because obviously I'm learning about myself.
Yeah.
So I'm learning, I guess, like Joe talks about, there's patterns. There's all
Yeah.
these patterns you can observe and what's going on for that person. So, yeah, I guess the more you do it, the more experience you
Yeah.
get.
Well,
Is that right?
yes, but you've also you're forgetting in this moment the so someone have a TV on in the background. I can hear some oh sorry, thanks, Ronnie. He's listening to something in the background, just multitasking. What was I just going to mention there? I've lost my train of thought.
Um,
Sorry, Valerie, what was your question?
Analyzing
Yes,
other
yes,
people's patterns.
so you're forgetting that you have a multiversal, universal, multi-attachment tool that you can use to do anything to achieve an outcome. So what I would
Yeah.
suggest is this is another place where you can use the psyche method. All
Yeah.
right. Before you go for a walk, maybe set a reminder on your phone, and tomorrow morning, like wake up before you and have that reminder set for 10 minutes before you go to a walk, and just
Yeah.
write, I just want to observe. And while you're in the conversation, while you're being present with him, separate,
Mm.
investigate, collaborate, integrate. Right. So you can step into the role of the observer. Remember, you can take the book off your hat and step into the role of the observer while you're moving through an experience, while you're present in a reality. So while you're walking or something or have a walk, just remind yourself, hang on a sec, let me step back and let me observe everything as a whole and really get curious and just observe what he's saying, how he's saying, what the meaning could be, how often has this sort of thing happened before, where else does this present itself? And in that moment, you've entered separate and investigate, right? The first two steps of the psyche method.
Yeah.
All right. And how you would collaborate in that experience would just be remember that while you're in the role of the observer, ask a question. That was really interesting. Tell me more about that. And then step back into the observer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
And just so you're aware, Ronnie does Qigong too. Or he has spent times in his life doing Qigong.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's
The energy balls.
sorry. Energy balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiger paw palms.
Tiger paw.
That's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. The Zhan, I can never say it. Zhan Zhuan is the stillness and
Yeah.
mindfulness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can
Yeah.
focus. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, any more questions at all, Valerie, or is that answered?
No, I think that's answered. I had one question that when I listened to all of module 2, my question was, is there only ever one defining moment in our life?
We have multiple defining
Yeah,
moments.
that's
You
okay.
can
That's what I
have
thought.
multiple defining moments in a particular day. Does that make
Yeah, yeah.
sense? What we usually find is there's usually one defining moment that will create. I mean, Ronnie, you might not understand this, but we look at internal family systems, Valerie, when we do parts work, there's usually one defining moment that will create a part, that will create it, as Carl Jung calls it, a shadow self of our psyche, that will create a subpersonality, which can be reinforced by more moments. But when we have a look at a defining moment, it's called a defining moment because it's one particular moment, or it's usually a culmination of a series of things, but then one moment where there is a part of your identity, a core memory, a belief system, a value that's created, or something along those lines that becomes a truth to you. Does that make sense? And defining moments can be terrible defining moments can be amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
And when you spoke about your client's hero story, in her hero story, there was probably a few, but there would have been one defining moment. Whereas I can I decided
mm,
from that moment on, things would be different. That moment
mm,
defined either the next 10 years of my life or that moment defined my past for me.
okay.
Creates
Yep.
meaning and definition of a particular moment
Mm,
or an experience or a part. And again, it varies. I've had some defining moments in my life. Do you know what I mean? I had a
yeah.
massive defining moment yesterday, you know? These things keep it coming.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm. But what I think is
Yeah.
really cool, not but, and what I think is really cool is we can have moments that define us, defining moments, or we can choose to define moments. And I think that's really powerful when
Yeah.
we choose to define what this moment means. And this is a really great thing for you to do with your clients, and Ronnie, with you to do with your patients in the future, is if they're having a moment or an experience, or you've identified that the meaning they've created to a particular series of events or whatever it might be is one of, that causes shame or guilt or keeps them trapped, help
Mm,
them redefine that moment,
yeah.
especially someone who's been in who, let's just say, for example, someone was sexually abused or had a DV case or something really bad happened. And in that moment, the definition they created was I am weak or I'm not enough or whatever else it might be. You can help them redefine. You can help them define what that means for them now moving forward.
Yep, yep, yep.
And a great little activity for you to do, Valerie, and maybe this is something you could add into your coaching, maybe not, is when a client brings something to you, um, ask them, what would you like this to mean? What would you like to make this experience mean? Or how
Mm,
would you like to define this?
yeah.
If they've shared with you something big or a challenge or something that they've moved through or something horrible that's happened to them, before you get into coach mode helping them out, let's just say, okay, well, let's set some parameters. How would you like to define this? What is the outcome you would love for this to create to be created from this? And they
Yeah.
might say, well, you know what? Like, I want to feel strong, or I want to find my confidence, or I don't want to be spiraling anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, cool. So let's redefine this now. How about you and I, for the next 20 minutes, we chat, we uncover some things, and we redefine what this means to you so it doesn't haunt you anymore moving forward.
Yeah.
And usually they're going to say, oh, that sounds amazing. Now they're hooked. Now they're ready
Yeah.
for that. You've created connection. You've
Yeah.
created the space for a defining moment to happen. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something I do within my one-on-one sessions, and this is ICI. Actually, ICI taught me this originally, and I redefine in my own way. But remember,
Mm,
when we did our coaching training, they would say, something like when you're about to go into something with a client, or once they've shared with you a problem, say to them, "Are you ready to create conscious change on an unconscious level?" Do
yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I
I
mean? Like
forget to use that one.
you
Yeah.
it's so powerful. And is there
Yeah, I
anything that
know.
will stop you from creating conscious change on an unconscious level here with me right now?
Yeah.
Do you need some water, and set them up, and then they're like, oh, we're prepared. Do you know what I mean? Ronnie, for you, it's like, are you truly prepared to create change here today? Is there anything that might stop you from creating change here today? And if they're like, no, we're good, say, all right, like, let's just look at me for just a moment. Yeah, we got this. Like, let's do this right now together.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like, you've just
Yeah.
created a defining moment right there. Whatever they
Yeah.
share in that container, whatever you pull on, whatever you unthread, there's just this brilliance right there for you to
Mm,
help them redefine what
mm,
their reality is.
yeah.
And as we know, things don't, the change that we want to make based on the change we make to the meaning of what we're going through. That's it.
Yeah.
Does this mean I'm weak, or does this mean I'm strong?
Mm, yeah. That contrast.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And all those little tools and the little knowledge that you have around coaching and everything you learned from
Mm,
ICI and from eDisc and from BYOC, you just get to sit back and be like, I've got all this here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, what are we going to bring? They're going to share. I'm going to drop a nugget of gold from eDisc. I'm going to bring in some emotional fitness formula. I heard Josh say this one thing. My experience comes here. And you're bringing these things out. Your client's going, yes, like putting this piece of this puzzle together, and they create this trophy
Yeah.
to walk away with and going, yes, I've done it. I've redefined it. And you help them with habits and the mindset. What do you need to do daily? How can you remember this? How do you stay in this? What changes do you need to make? Who do you need to let go of? Who are you ready to become? All of those pieces of information and knowledge and pathways become available to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're already coming, funnily enough. I mean, I
100%.
shared the time task and technique, you know.
Oh, you shared
already.
that with one of your clients? How simple, yet
I know, right?
profound.
Yeah. Oh, that was my question also in the thing. Like, if I continue in the intrinsic world, like time, task, and technique, if I continue doing that, that's going to reprogram that part of the
Literally.
intrinsic. So it doesn't
Yeah.
naturally have to be intrinsic, does it?
No,
It's
no.
reprogramming it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this ties into what I spoke about with Ronnie earlier on. Like when you're trying a new task or a new habit or a new thing, it's new,
Yeah.
therefore it's not intrinsic. It's
Yeah.
new, therefore it's not an internally and biologically built-in system for you to do, right?
Yeah.
And you're usually, when you move away from what used to feed you chemically into something new, you go into this neuro and biological state of survival because chemically speaking, biochemically, you're not in the same space of of stillness or in the same comfort zone. So how
Yeah.
do you do it? Well, you know what? What's the time or what's the task? How much time do I have to complete the task? And what's the technique I'm going to use? The 3 T's. Ronnie,
Yeah.
that's in module 1, video 3 or video 4, I believe, the time, task, and technique. 3
I think
levels of
it's module
motivation.
2. Isn't
Oh, is
it
it
in
what?
module 2?
Let me have a quick look.
Time task. Oh, no, it could
No,
be.
no, that's in
Sorry.
module 1.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's video 4,
Yeah.
module 1, the 3 levels of
Yeah.
motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie, if you're, I'm not sure if you got into that, but if you want to get into that, that's a great one. And again, Ronnie, for you, a great tool and piece of understanding, really simple for you to explain to your clients moving forward, right? Like you'll learn psychologically, you'll learn what motivates us within our different layers of motivation in a deep level through a psychology lens, right? But through a practical lens, the 3 levels of motivation, it speaks about more than psychology. It's a really practical way, Ronnie, for you to help a client identify whether they're motivated by survival, whether they're motivated by pain and reward, or whether what they're doing is intrinsically in alignment, just intrinsically motivated. It's just in alignment with who they are presently in the life they're living.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or just automatic? Yeah, yeah. It's Ronnie, I'm really looking forward to seeing you do this and do psychology together. That's going to be insane, mate. Good stuff. All right, Valerie, has that answered everything?
Yes, yes, it has. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I used it with my lady today because she might be getting another role in, but it's boring. She hates it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, could you look at it in a different light?
Yeah.
You know, it, is it forever? Can you put a time frame on it? And what's the outcome you can use for that time frame?
Yeah.
Is it going to serve you? Is it going to serve them? Is it for the greater good? You know, so
Yeah.
I just talked about that. She said, oh, I didn't think of doing it just for a year for the outcome for the great money.
Yeah. Right? Redefine the moment for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're basically a walking thesaurus, dictionary thesaurus.
Yeah. No,
Good stuff.
yeah. Seeing them. Yeah, because she was just narrow minded and she's small detail, whereas I could see the big picture. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome stuff. All right. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank
Ronnie, I'll
you.
get you to hang around for just a couple of minutes, just have some other things to discuss. But yeah, awesome. Everyone who's watching the replay, call again, drop your questions in the BYOC portal or in the community chat. Tuesday night, 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. live session, module 2. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
cool. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, cool. So as per usual, brother, do you have any questions about how, or any follow-up questions, or how this links in, with our faith journey or anything along those lines?
Well, I've got 2 questions written down. I wanted to keep my headphones on mute just because the kids are watching TV, but I've just moved into the bedroom. With you were saying connect the loops that you see in people to other people that have the same loops. What are you meaning? Like the Myers-Briggs, I think it is the personality where you can put people like ENFJ. Is you want to stay away from that, or
It's not something I want to stay away from. Like that's a great tool. That's a great tool to be able to use to help create something tangible and define people's personality types.
okay,
It's a great tool to do it, but well, not but, and I just want you to increase your observation to be able to notice it without then placing them in a you're a P, you're a J, you're a this, or you're a whatever. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yep, okay,
as a way that you perceive people, and you know, I do it pretty often with people. I've been doing it for so long with coaching. It's going to help you, yes, that you know the Myers-Briggs and the e-disc, which is what Valerie is using. That's really,
yep,
really helpful for creating something and showing them where they're at. And
yep,
to get a printout of what, you know, of what everyone who is a J or everyone who is a D or everyone who's a DI, like this is what they normally are. Like that's good. But the greatest tool is is the Mark One eyeball. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yep,
the greatest tool is for you to just observe and go, hang on a sec, I see that pattern. Like, yes, they're a P, and yes, they're a J, and yes, this study and research tells me what most people who sit within this category, you know, what they look at and what they might potentially be moving through or what they might potentially need. But you're going to gain so much more by observing people, by observing the loops and seeing that. And you can go, oh, okay, cool, like they're a P or, you know, they're a J or they're situated here, they're 30% here and 70% here, which is the data and analysis and knowledge you'll get from your psychology degree.
mm-hmm,
It's a good thing to be able to combine it. But I've got to say, the Mark One eyeball and your morbid curiosity for the human condition is the thing that's going to make you a great psychologist,
yeah.
not the study, not necessarily the knowledge that you pick up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've always thought you should. Like, personally, I was like, it feels if you're doing that, it feels like you're disconnected from the person themselves because you're trying to
Exactly.
put them into a like a
Yeah,
letter. And then I was always like, it feels so impersonal. So I
clinical.
always stayed away from it.
It feels so clinical. Like it's good to
Yeah,
be able to do to have that information, but like someone can be a qualified psychologist and be a terrible psychologist because there's no
yeah,
connection. You
yep,
know what I mean? There's no real understanding, there's no wisdom, there's no openness, and they're just relying on the information they've studied to be able
hmm,
to diagnose someone to then go, okay, you're a P and you're a J, which tells me that, you know, tapping therapy is going to be good to you. All right, cool. Well, we're going to do some tapping today because the
yeah,
data and the information tells me that if I do tapping, there's a good chance I can help you revisit a memory, right?
yeah,
You know what else would be, you know what would be a better tool for helping someone open up and uncover and reframe their situation? Having a
yeah,
great relationship and real connection with their psychologist where they don't feel like they're walking in, sitting on a chair and just doing some random tapping or some EBT or your CBT or whatever else it might be. Do you
yeah,
know what I
yep,
mean?
yep,
Like
yep,
if you just truly connect to someone and you see them and you help them feel seen, safe, and supported, and they open up to you, you're going to create so much change in the lives of your client as a psychologist than someone who just does some tapping therapy.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Okay, that's that's kind of what I've intrinsically felt.
Yeah.
Could never word it as well as you just did, but yeah, that
Yeah.
makes okay, cool. That
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, that's
Yeah. And
awesome.
again, I'm not knocking it. Like the reason they teach those therapies and different things is because you'll meet someone where they will need tapping. They will
Yeah,
need, you know, some sort of a tapping therapy or, you know, or
yeah,
they will need that and that will be helpful, right?
yeah,
But and I can share my own experiences from going to see psychologists and just a lot of the psychologists I know and work with within this industry. You'll do more good for someone by truly connecting to them, by being real and authentic. You know what I mean? To
yeah,
the point where they're like, I can't wait to see Ronnie. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Not
yeah,
like, oh, I've got to see my psychologist, but like, oh, got a session with Ronnie this week. You know what? Like, I can't wait. I leave Ronnie's sessions and I'm just like, I know more about myself. I feel more confident. My problems seem smaller, and I'm working through some of the deeper emotional challenges that I've been faced, you know, that I'm moving through. Does that make
yeah,
sense? And
yeah.
not everyone can become that kind of psychologist or coach or mentor or blah, blah, blah. You've got the personality type where you can. You know what I
Okay,
mean? And the
yeah,
thing that's going to help you do it is ADHD.
yeah.
Bro,
Sick.
that's your gift, that's your superpower, bro. And like
Yeah,
when you take things to numb that, like yes, you might numb some of the symptoms of ADHD, which is like the bounciness or whatever else it might be, but you
yeah.
also numb the depth of emotion and brain processing power that you can have, which is the thing that's going to make you a great psychologist.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting you just said that too because since I've dropped my Vyvanse, like having that then I've obviously, oh, well, emotionally, I've been up and down all week. But there's lots to do with that, with it, where it comes to the baptism, change of lifestyle, like that kind of thing. Because since the baptism, I have made huge changes. So I
Yeah.
haven't been putting it down to like, just the Vyvanse at all. But maybe even that could be half the reason why, you know, the nightmare was happening last night and things like that. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's unnumbing the fact that I've halved it might be unnumbing.
Yeah, like 100%,
Okay.
100%. You're no longer taking the agent, and like all medications, regardless of what they do, they, especially antidepressants, is Vyvanse, is that the antidepressant? Yeah.
No, 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 it's not. It's I don't think so.
Or is that the ADHD medication?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Vyvanse was because it's got the uh, stimulant. It's got the
Yeah.
stimulant in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. So like that drug or any drug alters the chemical state of your brain,
yeah,
which then, as a natural result of that, it's going to suppress certain feelings and certain emotions that are only active in a different neurochemical state. So yeah, when
okay,
people take antidepressants and they're not working through it, or when they're taking Vyvanse or whatever other medication, and then you stop taking it, you lose the suppressing effect of that drug, right? Because
okay.
in order for your brain to not be so active and for you not to be so hyper, you have to suppress emotion. That's what the drug does. It
Mm,
suppresses motion. It suppresses your brain's ability to access information and memory, right? And it
yeah,
just so it does. It goes, okay, cool. Now I'm here, right? So if you stop
okay.
taking it, it's going to creep up.
Yep.
You might have
Okay.
nightmares, and you can either take more medication or you can recognize, okay, what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing right now, the only reason it's here is because it's been left unprocessed.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yep.
I mean? So I
100%.
could take a medication, or I
Ooh.
could jump on the phone with Josh and we can process the emotion. Now we're treating the cause, not numbing a symptom.
And literally the day after Geordie and I separated, I got back on my antidepressants and I haven't come off them since.
Yeah.
It's the weakest antidepressant. I think it is meant aglamellatine. It's meant to be
Mm.
one that's like, but still, it's interesting. You just said that. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an
Yeah. So
unprocessed
if you got
emotion.
back on it, yeah, 100%, man. And it's not just the
Yeah,
unprocessed emotion of a breakup, it's also all of the suppressed emotion that you had in the relationship, because you suppressed a
yeah.
lot, didn't you?
Oh,
You bit
100%.
your tongue a lot, and there's a lot of emotions and things and experiences that you didn't get to express.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
when we don't express, we suppress. And when we
Yep.
suppress, we push down enough. Well, enough suppression will create depression,
Yeah. Okay.
right? So when we suppress enough emotions, we take an antidepressant.
Yep.
Does that make sense? But an
Oh,
antidepressant
100%.
isn't a depressant. And it's weird that they use the term antidepressant, because all an antidepressant does is suppress and depress it. That's it. So it should be called a depressant because that's what it's actually doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It stops
Yep.
you feeling depressed by doing all the depressing for you. It's like, let's just
Yeah.
push it all down and out of the way. Now you don't feel the unexpressed emotions.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, that makes so much sense. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had one more question, but it's going to be completely off topic now.
That's it, bro.
um, so just this was just a random one. When you know how you were saying interacting with another person, you say, okay, like, are you ready to sort this out? Yep, sweet, get them some
Yeah.
water. You're like,
Yeah.
yep, you ready to do this? I just when you say that, are you kind of slightly manipulating their identity for them to actually say that in a very short amount of time, their identity is now someone who is ready to do this, and you're
Yeah. Yeah.
unlocking that pathway, and that's just all you got to do that?
Yeah, it's not identity, but
Okay.
I'm changing their neurochemical structure from this is scary, I might not be ready to do this. And naturally, if someone doesn't want to process emotions, right? Like, then there's the bodies and the brain, the mind, our natural threat response is going to be up. So any information that you try and tell me, it's going to be a threat, and I don't want to
Yep.
process, and I'm going to be on the back foot, and I might not be ready to do it. Right?
Okay.
You're
Yep.
basically getting them to tell their brain, their body, and their mind that they're ready to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now think of it like this: if someone comes up to you and says, "Oh my God, like I really I need to get through this because it's ruining my relationship," like if they use the
Yep.
word need, all right, versus someone who comes in and says, you know what, I'm ready to do this because it's ruining my relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Notice the shift in that.
Yeah.
I
100%
need is like lack. It's scary. Oh my God, I'm focusing on what's going wrong. I need to do
pressure.
this. I'm ready is like, hey, and even saying that, like, as soon as you say I'm ready, your body shifts,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
We
it's
have this. Yep.
by saying need, it's adding pressure instantly, like
Well,
so much extra pressure. Is that?
yeah. Well, when we say need, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on what we don't have.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yep.
when we
Yep.
say ready, what are we focusing on?
The
The
like,
fact, the truth that we're ready to do it now.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
opportunity, more
Opportunity,
opportunity.
not threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think
Yeah.
about abundance and and readiness to action. Whereas when
Yep.
people say like I need to do this, the only reason you need something is because you don't have it. So instantly you're in a lack mentality, and in a
Yeah.
lack mentality, there's the victim mentality. There's
Yep.
the all the pain, all the shame, all the guilt, everything that's involved in the victim mentality.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's such a simple shift in language, and there's a section in our brain called our reticular activating system. Have you heard about this part of the brain? Yeah,
Yep.
it's our search and command feature. So whatever we tell our brain, whatever we say or think, we command our brain to go and find evidence that it's true.
Yep.
All right. So
Yep.
if I say, as for example, oh my God, like why does this always happen to me? The brain's like, I got you. Your reticulate activating system says, here's 612 memories of why this always happens to you. Because you're
Yep.
useless, you're not good enough, you're not worthy of love, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? Right? But if
Yeah.
you tell you like, oh my God, I need to change this, your brain's like, you need to change. Cool. Here's all the reasons that you need to change. Right? You need to change. You're weak. You're pathetic. You can't do this. Look at all the times. If you don't do it, it's going to go bad. Everything's going to break. You know what I mean? You'll
Yeah.
ruin this. You'll ruin that. And then what are people going to think of you? You might as well kill yourself. Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
tell your brain, you know what, you get your client to go, actually, you know what? Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what? I'm ready to do this.
I'm
Your
sick of
brain
being
doesn't
like
think
that.
about what you don't have.
Yeah.
You've just told your brain ready. So the brain goes, right, okay, ready? Cool. Let's find strength. We need certainty. Okay, let's find a vision of the future that we want because we're ready to do this. Let's block out all of the things we can't do and let's focus on all the memories and the times that we've been able to accomplish and do things because now we're ready. All right, the brain's like, good, we're ready. I got you.
Yeah. Gotcha. Hold on. I'm going to quickly write something down.
Yeah, it's called, you're right. It's called our RAS or our reticular activating system. I think that's in module 3. I speak about that in module 3.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll speak about it a little bit on Tuesday night as well.
Okay. Yes. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. This is awesome. Is it just you and me now, by the way?
Yeah. Dan might be coming in the next couple of minutes, but I don't think he will.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish I'd found time to get mod one and the module 1 and 2 done. Hey, far out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, just out of curiosity, what prevented you from doing it?
I was literally trying to organize uni in between getting the kids because I had one day without the kids, and that was the day I was going to do the module 1 and 2. And that day I was at uni the whole time, sorting it all out. And then since then, what? Oh, I haven't stopped at all. I haven't even had like a minute. Like it's been go 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 until bedtime.
What do you normally do when you're cooking? What do you normally do when you're cooking?
I actually have started putting on Book of Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good book. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I was just seeing if you're leveraging your time. Do you know what I mean? Like while I'm cooking, if I'm
Yep.
cooking food, I've got my phone up there, headphones on, and I'm watching something that I'm studying. I was going to suggest is that could be a time, to do the modules or do those sort of things.
Oh
Or
yeah.
even training, but like you don't. I mean, I go to the gym and I train, so I listen to, like for example, before Tuesday, I listen to all my own modules. Like I'm about to reteach this again on Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? So while I'm at the gym,
Yeah.
I'll have my headphones in, and while I'm in the car, what I'll be listening to in the 3 or 4 days before I do a live session is I'll listen to my own content on that session and just get a quick rehash on it. Do you know what I mean? Because
Okay.
every time I hear it, something change. There's something new there because I've grown as a person, right? So it hits
Yeah.
differently. So
Okay. Gotcha.
if you're,
Yep.
like I'm, if you're struggling to find time to do it, I would maybe do a little audit and step back and observe,
Yep.
what do you do? How are you leveraging your time?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. The only because with the I'm more than happy to do that. I wanted to sit down and actually be watching the
Mm.
videos as well. I didn't want to just have the audio
Yeah.
and I yeah, but I definitely, yeah, 100%. If that's an option, I'll be able to find the time easily then.
Yeah, I'd recommend like because like the videos are what I think module two. And again, dude, like, and I say this in the focus formula when I talk about it. It's just a bonus course that you guys have in the portal.
Yep.
Um, like it's all trial and error. You know what I mean? Like there's 100 different ways to learn. Like try
Yeah.
a couple of things and then see what works. And I might suggest something. Hey, try this, and you might go, oh, actually, no, that didn't work for me. Like, cool. Here's another way. Do you know what I mean? There's no
Yep.
one size fits all approach to learning.
Yep.
It's just it suits off you. You know what I mean? And I'm ADHD as well, so I find that a great time for me to do this is like while I'm cooking, I have my phone there. You know what I mean? I can cook and I can look up and I can watch it and I can see it, while I'm
Yeah.
cooking and I'm leveraging it. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
ADHD, my brain loves it because I'm doing two tasks at once. Like I'm
Yep.
cooking, but then my brain's like, yes, we're living. You know what I
And
mean?
I love doing that too. And I've been told to, cut that down and try to focus on one thing at a time. So I've been forcing myself to not do what I used to love doing, which was exactly what you just said, two
Yeah.
things at once.
Okay, so has
Ah,
someone been trying to uh is someone trying to well what was the analogy I used the other day? All right, so is someone at the range with a styer trying to tell you how to shoot your maximi by taking you through styer drills?
yeah, yeah, that definitely not 100%. So yeah,
No.
yeah, I know
So
what you
someone's
mean.
sitting there going, no, 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 no. So this is how you do it with a styer. You know what I mean? No, 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 don't worry about that you're on a maximi. Shoot it like a styer. It's like it's not meant to be shot like a styer.
Yeah,
It
it's two
doesn't have
different
the
things.
same
Yep.
effective range as a styer. Like this is a maximi. I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm going to sit
Yeah.
here and go, brrr.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 100%.
remind yourself that what you're sitting on is a different weapon system to the people telling you to just go slow. And
Okay.
you can take Ritalin and you can go slow, or you can take medication for it and slow down to their level,
Yeah.
right? Or you can learn how to use your operating system in the
Yeah.
most efficient and effective way for your outcomes, for who you are, and for what you
Yeah.
want to achieve in life.
Yeah. Just put 1,000 rounds on and have a runaway gun.
Yeah, like
Enjoy it.
literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or burst fire it, like however you want to do it. Like you don't
Yeah.
have a style, so
Yep.
don't allow people that only have a style to try and get you to shoot your thing on the range like a style.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you know what else an effective section needs? It needs a freaking maximi, bro. If you have
Yeah.
8 styers in a section, you're missing out on your fire capability, right? So
Yeah.
like I'm trying to like use the analogy here,
Yeah.
like the world is like one big unit. The world is like one big well-trained army. All right. We
Hmm.
need maximize in the world.
Hmm.
Okay. You won't do things the same way that other people will. You won't. And you can
Okay.
try and see how it works. That's totally okay, man. And maybe you'll find something that helps you slow down or do something different. But the world needs maximize. All
Yep.
right. Elon Musk is a freaking maximize.
Yeah.
He's like a dual-wielded 50 cal. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
With the fire
Yeah.
rate of a maximi, and instead of
Yeah.
firing 50 cal rounds, he's firing 84s. Like
Yeah.
we need people like that.
Yeah.
Do
Yep.
you know what I mean? Albert Einstein, he wasn't a styer, he was a freaking maximi. We
Yeah.
need people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we're told and we're programmed that what we have is a disorder, what we have is a
Yep.
disability, what we have affects us and stops us from being able to do things. No, it amplifies our
Mm.
ability to do different things differently.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome. I think, to be honest with you, if I'd had a bit more confidence while going through all that sort of stuff, I probably would have happily said, "Hey, I'm doing fine. In fact, I'm not only am I doing fine, I'm killing it. So why
Yeah.
change why change?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly right, man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's
mm,
natural that we focus on the things that we're not killing it in because those are the things that we want to change, right? It's
yep.
natural. And especially when it's like you see all this information out there, like, oh, you must be ADHD, do an online test or do this, or here's all the problems with ADHD, or here's this or that or the other. Do you know what I mean? And I even notice it with
Mm,
you sometimes when you like get a little bit lost, you're just like, oh, that's my ADHD. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
want you to stop doing that. You know what I mean? because
Yeah.
there's a little bit of an association with you that ADHD might be seen as a bad thing, or is a bad thing, or is something that slows you down or makes you different in a negative way. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, bro, I want you to own that and be proud of that and
Yeah.
see it as a freaking gift.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, like you saying that, the reason why it's so hard for me to drop that ideology that ADHD is a bad thing is because I was punished for having ADHD consistently through my childhood. It was
Right.
whatever, because I wasn't normal, then it was, okay, well, I'm telling you to do this. Oh, you're not doing it? Then that's because you don't respect me. But you're 3 years old and I've told you to stand here and stare at the wall for 8 hours. And because you're not doing it, I lose control. Like, I don't have control over you. So now I'm going to inflict severe amounts of pain. And it's my
Yeah.
ADHD. So I just got punished constantly for having ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So it's amazing you have that realization. It's great that we don't have to, peel back the layers and find out where it comes from. So this is one
Yeah.
of those moments where you had an old way of being as a child, which was quite threatening, and your
Yeah.
system is still biologically wired for that. So
Yeah.
whenever you have a moment of ADHD, even now as a man who without ADHD wouldn't have been a proficient soldier, wouldn't be proficient
Mm.
in martial arts, the biology that you step into is the biology of you as a 3-year-old to a 6-year-old to your childhood biology. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're still biochemically creating that by going ADHD. Oh, it's just my ADHD. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There's
Yeah.
a small part of you, there's a little boy inside of you that still feels threatened
Yeah.
and is biologically wired for that threat. So how do we
Yeah.
change that? Well, two steps or a few steps, but you've already done the hardest thing by identifying where it comes from. All right.
Mm.
Now you get to reassure that little boy inside of you every single time you go to say, oh, that's my ADHD. Catch yourself. Start to observe that pattern. Observe when you see that. Observe that pattern and go, oh, hey, no, you're good. Just a quick little
Mm.
moment with that little boy in your heart. Go, hey, I got you. Keeping you safe. You
Well,
didn't deserve that.
the pattern and the loop, because I can already identify that straight away when you said that even you noticed it me when I'm like, oh yeah, that's my ADHD. It's when I pick up that somebody else is like observing me do it, and then it's an
Yeah.
instant, like nearly like an electric shock that goes like, oh, and I go, oh, and then it's like okay, now I need to not do ADHD. Like, you know what I mean? It's
That
only
was the
when I
same
notice
loop in
somebody
your
else.
relationship too. You did the same
Yeah.
thing when you noticed that people in your relationships, when you thought she was looking at you funny or you picked up on something, right? And it,
Yeah.
it makes sense because when you were a child, you were literally beaten for those things. For
Yeah.
the tiniest little changes, it either happened instantly or it led to, in a short period of time, it led to you being punished or beaten, right?
Yeah.
You have the awareness of it. The next step is reassuring and reprogramming and rewiring your biological system to become familiar with what you already know. And what you already
Yeah.
know is that you're not in threat. And you have to
Yeah.
train your system, right? And how does that happen? Reticular activating system. We just spoke about it, right?
Yep.
Like you see it, it's like threat. Your brain goes threat, 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 threat. Let's look through yesterday and all of the different threatening experiences and my relationships. And let's quickly, before it gets to a point of pain or violence, let's quickly go, oh, nope, just my ADHD. Oh,
Mm.
cool. Okay, cool. I've got it now. I've said it now. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
safe now because people now go, oh, that's his ADHD. I'm not going to beat him. I'm not going to make him stand at a wall for 8 hours. I'm not going to
Yeah.
leave him. That's his ADHD. So it's become a safety net for you.
Yeah.
We want the new
Yeah.
safety net to not be a shame around ADHD or like, oh no, that was my ADHD, but instead to be like, you know what? I'm a little bit quirky and I'm a little bit weird, and that's okay. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
that little
Yeah.
boy inside of you that has that quick moment, rather than going, oh, that's my ADHD, and then you go on, little fella, I kept you safe. When you feel that or that moment, go, hey, whoa, whoa, I'm really observing in this moment that I feel quite threatened. I'm observing in this moment
Yeah.
that there's a part of me stuck in a past experience that's feeling really triggered. Just take a moment. Go, hey, I got you. It's all good. You're safe. It's all right. You're not in threat. You're so good. I
Mm.
got you. You can be weird. You can be different. I got you. You
Yeah.
do have
Yeah. Yeah.
ADHD, and that's brilliant. And what you're
Yeah.
doing is you're rewiring psychologically the emotion that you're feeling biologically.
Mm.
And that just becomes your new baseline. Your central
Mm.
nervous system will feel safe within you, and you won't have to go, it was just my ADHD to create safety in other people.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So we observe
Mm.
and we separate, all
Mm-hmm.
right? And then
Mm-hmm.
we quick little investigation. Oh, what was that? Oh, this is what I'm observing. This is what I'm feeling. And then we go, hey, I got you. Hey, it's all good. We're safe.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to feel it and
Yeah.
hold it rather than quickly shut it down with it's just my ADHD.
Yeah. So when that kind of feeling comes, you just allow yourself to feel it. Don't fight it and just let it pass as you're sort of just going, it's all
Yeah, yeah,
good.
and it's 100%. It sounds easy. It's going to be challenging, but you
Mm.
need to remember one thing as well. You've got a brand new community of brothers that are going to be so amazingly supportive of this. And what I would suggest is whether you know it or not or believe it or not, you're a natural leader. All right. People really like you have that natural leadership quality. So there's two things we can combine here. What I think would be really beneficial is the next time you sort of feel it happen and you're around, me, Dan, Andy, the boys, just be super vulnerable and go, hey, actually, guys, like I'm working on some internal safety stuff right now,
Mm.
and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and panicked with some things. And it's just because I used to be in a lot of threat. So rather than say things like I used to, that's my ADHD, like I'm just gonna be open with what I'm feeling right now, and I'll let you guys know that if you see me breathing heavily or acting a little bit weird, I'm just regulating my emotions and I'm building the
Mm.
capacity, to handle myself or to be safe within myself.
Yeah.
Just really like basic fact. But if you were just to come out with it and be open and authentic, what you'll find is the very thing that you're afraid of, which was my reactions could result in fear, my reactions could result in pain, you'll find that that same physiological feeling is going to result in acceptance, and you'll have your brothers around you going, hey, totally okay, man, like you're so safe here within us, you know what I mean,
Mm.
like let it fly, be weird, grow here within this community, we got you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably better than any psych session I've ever had. Wow. Yeah. No, that explains so much, eh? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And it will be challenging, yeah, dude, you're being vulnerable at around Ben, we're not normally like that. You know what
Mm.
I mean? But what are our four B's? Be in prayer, be in the word,
Fellowship.
be in fellowship,
Yeah.
and be in your corner man. I kind of think like I've taken up the role of your corner man here, which I'm totally okay to do. You know what I mean?
100%.
But there's fellowship in our brothers in arms and our fellow veterans who've found faith and gone through growth and change and personal development and all those sort of
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 I actually said like probably about 2 days ago, I was like, look, man, I'm me meeting Josh was God planned that. And he was
Yeah.
like, here you go. If you're coming to if you're coming to faith, that's like, I'm all for it, but you're going to need some guidance. So there you go. This dude's name's Josh. And I can't remember who I said that to. It was, there's actually the chick from
Kim's
Calvary.
upstairs. Is that one upstairs? So sorry, Ronnie. Oh, sorry, boy. I don't mean to be rude.
No, you're right,
Hey
dude.
boys, is Kim upstairs?
I think she is. Sorry, Ronnie. I've just got to let the pool cleaner out, my wonderful pool cleaner out.
No, you're right. All
Hey
good.
guys, Sadie, is Kim in here? Is Kim inside? She's downstairs. Oh, she's down there. Hey Kim. Kim, come on. This is all still recorded on the session. You guys get it full raw. Kim, come on. Can you take her inside? Thanks, bud. Oh, actually, if she's wet, can you just use that towel and give her a quick dry? Just her feet. Thanks, buddy. Okay, keep her in the front for now. Oh, you're Danny. Sorry, I'm just on a client call. 100%. Yeah, yeah. Whatever else it is, I'll fix up the invoice for it. So. Thank you so much. Cheers. I appreciate that. I'm not going to edit this out of the recording. You guys get to see a little bit of what it's like to run a business and be a single dad and stay-at-home dad
Yep.
and all the things.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah. No, I feel that, brother. It's been a real honor to be, to be able to mentor and guide you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been an honor, dude. Like man, I just see greatness in you. You know what I mean? And I see greatness. I know your story very intimately. Like I see that it's greatness born from horror and terror. Do you know what I mean? Like you look at some of the most amazing biblical biblical stories. There's always this moment or this origin of pain, of shame, of guilt. For example, Joseph, he was sold by his brothers on the side of the road to be a slave in Egypt. And he ended up freeing his people. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's people have these stories, these defining moments, and the greatness I see in you wouldn't be present, wouldn't be possible without those horrible things that still sometimes trigger in your present reality. So
Mm.
man, I want to say thank you for even just being open to having these conversations and allowing me to play this particular role for you at this particular stage in the journey. It's an honor to watch you grow as a man in faith. I know the effect that's going to have on your kids. It's been a real honor, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's interesting enough about that observing a loop instantly while you're saying all that. My brain is sitting there going, nah, nah, nah.
That's right.
Nah. Like, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
know, like, yeah, I know exactly what it is. Like
Yeah.
you've even explained it to me multiple times exactly what that is.
Yeah. So just observe that in
Yeah,
this moment and go, huh, okay, I see that. I see
yeah,
you. I see you. Try and get past me again. You know
yeah,
what I
but
mean? Like, I caught you this time. Go on, try. I dare you. I dare you to try and get past me. I dare you to try and infiltrate my mind because I see you. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
see you here in this moment. What are you going to do? You can't sneak up on me anymore.
yeah,
And that's the enemy. That's the big enemy trying to infiltrate and prevent you from receiving what? Love,
yeah.
acceptance, guidance. Heaven
Mm.
forbid that someone sees in you what God sees in you. Like the enemy's trying to prevent that. And he knows your
Yeah.
pain just as much as, just as much as God does. The enemy knows your life and your story just as much as Jesus does.
Mm.
And he's going to try and use what happened to you in the past as a defining moment to define to you that you're not a man of God, that you can't be good, that you're not worthy of compliment, that you won't help anyone. Because
Mm.
if you step into that truth and power, if you realize how
Mm.
powerful you are and the kind of impact you can make on this world, he's going to lose the ability. The enemy's going to lose the ability to influence and affect hundreds and thousands of people because those are the hundreds and thousands of people that are going to come and see you. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
Yeah.
If you've been through the biggest amount of pain and you've gone on a journey to find faith and find Christ, you're going to have a great big target on your back. All
Yeah.
right?
It's like Mike Tyson always said, if God favors you, so does the devil.
Exactly right, man. Exactly right.
Yeah.
And if you found in this first, what you will find, I'm not going to lie, what you will find in this first 12 months of your faith journey is, man, you're walking towards God every day. You know what I mean? And that devil's going to try everything
Mm.
he can to stop you from feeling and seeing who you are as a man in Christ.
Mm.
Make sense? Like
Yeah.
I can help you understand this as much as I can, and I will, and I'll help you understand. You have no idea what I'm going to help you understand about yourself, right? And what you do with it is up to you. What I know you're going to do with it is you're now going to go, all right, I know this now. Hey, Jesus, help me out with this. Holy
Yeah.
Spirit, I lay this pain at your feet. All right, help reprogram my brain because I understand how my brain works now.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I've just had
Yeah.
this realization about this loop of mind that I didn't even know before. Jesus, I lay this at your feet. I pray for your strength to help me overcome this one thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you're
Yeah.
just peeling back the layers, looking and going, wow, look at all of my brain. Look at all of me now. Hey, Jesus, take this one. Holy Spirit, help me with this. God, I give you this one. There's no,
Yeah. Yeah.
the enemy can't hide anymore. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
It can't hide in the depths of your mind because I'm showing you what's in the depths of your mind. It can't hide in how your brain operates because I'm going to teach you how your brain operates. That's what you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 Well, the only way to beat darkness is with light, and darkness runs from light instantly.
100%,
Yeah.
bro. Between you
Yeah.
and Jesus, there's so much light there, man. I'm just removing the shades of gray off the outside of it, man. That's it.
Yeah. It's this is another interesting loop as well, is you even saying those sort of things. My instant reaction is like, okay, what I've got to buy Josh a really good Christmas present, or like I've got to, you know what I mean? I've got to like Okay, all right, sweet. What can I do to make it up straight away? Like that's
Yeah.
instead of even
Yeah.
stopping and thinking about what you're saying, I'm like, okay, what have I got to do to
You know what that
repay?
is?
What's that?
You know, do you want to keep going? Have you got the mental capacity to keep unpacking some things?
I think I got a little bit left in me, but my brain started hurting today. I'm not
All
gonna
right,
lie.
man. So for you in your life, you've had to earn love. Love is transactional.
Yeah,
So is pain, right? So in your mind and in your conditioning and in your programming and your psychology, there's no receiving love for free because there's got to be a catch. I have to pay for it. It's transactional. I have to do
yeah,
something for you in order to feel worthy of what you've done for me because love is transactional. There
yeah,
has to be a transaction for this. I can't receive anything without giving something back. I'm not worthy enough. No way. I was like, look at my past experiences. Do you know what I mean? Everything for me was transactional.
yeah. Okay.
So there's a deeper belief that's just made its way into your brain. And what psychology is what? Psychology is the interpretation of emotion and neurology in our brain. So there's a little truth in there, a little belief in there that tells you that you don't get to receive anything unless you give something for it first. Everything has to be a transaction.
Yeah,
And what's going to blow your mind is I'm never, ever, ever going to ask anything for me. And I won't receive anything from you. So you can't give me anything ever. So I'm going to blow your paradigm out of the window.
and I'm gonna go buy you a hat. Nah, nah. Yeah, no. I see. Yeah, okay.
Does that make
It
sense?
and then because I'm so, if anything, I'm instantly giving that, and I never want anything in return.
Right?
I'm the opposite. I want to
Yeah.
just give, but then I actually don't want.
Yeah, you can't receive.
Yeah, but even like it's to me when I'm giving that or help to other people, there is no. I don't expect or even want anything back.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then I'm guessing,
you actually do want something back. What is it that you think that you want back? What is it that you get from giving people without receiving? When you say you have this, but I don't want anything in return, what do you get from it?
well, you feel good. It feels good to give without wanting anything back. So, if anything, I'm probably chasing the feeling of being like that good feeling of giving without wanting anything, like anything back.
A little bit. What else do you think
Okay,
it could be?
I feel useful. It makes me
Yep.
feel. It makes me feel like I'm worthy.
Yep.
Like I'm
Worthy. Worthy of
yeah,
what?
of living, of being here, of being around people, of
Yeah.
connection.
Worthy of connection. Yeah. And what does connection
Yeah.
give you?
Or I guess a feeling of love.
Love.
Yeah. Okay.
So what you get out of it is you actually receive love by giving without receiving. Because everything that you've just unpacked there, it come down to what? I want to feel worthy of love. So I want to
Yeah.
give and give and give and give and all these sort of things because I know like because if I give people and I don't want anything in return, it feels good and all these sort of things, but I get connection and ultimately I feel worthy of love. And it's interesting
Yeah.
because that 3-year-old boy that's sitting inside of you, all he ever wanted was to be loved.
Yeah.
That makes sense? But
Yeah.
he never ever felt loved unless he did something for his dad, right? Unless you went above and
Mm.
beyond and you placated for everyone else's emotions. And you shared with me that you do this in relationships as well. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you'll go above and beyond. And if you see your partner give you a look or something shifts, you'll do whatever you can. Do you know what I mean? So that way you'll receive love. So you'll feel worthy of receiving their love again.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's why I attract so many like energy vampires.
Yeah,
And that's
100%. You're just like this overflowing chocolate fondue fountain, and an energy vampire's just got strawberries ready to go. Like they never want to stop and refill the cream and the cocoa to refill the fountain. Like as far as they're concerned, this fountain's overflowing with chocolate. They're going to be dipping
yeah.
strawberries until it's dry, and then they'll move
Yeah.
on to the next fondue fountain.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Yeah, yeah. They never need to or go all the way back to range control to get new fresh ammo because they're just going to keep stealing ammo from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're sitting there in the middle of a fight, like click, click, click. I got no rounds left to fire. And they're like, oh, Ronnie can't help us anymore. He's screwed. Let's go steal ammo from someone else so we can keep ourselves safe.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
It's a reflection of them and their pain and their journey and where they're at and what it is that they need. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing people that sort of come like people with that kind of mentality, for them, their childhood was probably like a scarcity mentality where they had to like, fight and steal and
100%.
acquire and hoard. And
Yeah.
it was all about that was their safety.
Bro, for every broken little boy inside of you, there's a broken little boy and boy or girl inside of them.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? And you know how I
mm,
was saying, like, eventually you'll just stop going for those types of women once you do this work. It's because you heal the broken pieces inside of you. So those broken pieces are no longer looking out for the same broken pieces in someone else to go, okay, we feel relief now. I relate, oh, you're broken, I'm broken. Oh, let's be broken together. Until our
mm.
brokenness stops, until our brokenness starts hurting each other. And then let's react and go away and then find another relationship where it's like, oh, this feels so relieving. This feels so great. This must be love. It's not love. It's just wounds creating a false sense of safety and temporary relief
Yeah.
because there's familiarity in it, right?
Yeah.
So you'll stop attracting those types of women because when you heal that part of you, you're not unconsciously looking for that part of you in another person to feel familiar, to feel relief, to feel healing.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like when you recognize these new things and you give them to Jesus and you ask him for your help to heal you, heal you from this particular thing or heal you from that thing, you'll stop searching for that in other women.
yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I,
Well, we might stop there, otherwise your head's going to explode.
I feel just then I just tried to remember the first thing we talked about. I got nothing. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because that's a bit of
Yeah,
a neurological overload.
yeah,
Yeah, wow.
100%. Yeah.
This is fantastic though. I really appreciate it. This is amazing.
You're right, man. You're right. Well, this is
Yeah.
recording. Thank you for letting me record this part of the conversation because I know there's going to be a lot of people that watch this recording
Mm,
that's going to have a massive benefit from it, from everything that we've shared and discussed. So, yeah,
mm,
brother, we'll hold it there. When
mhm.
you can find time, go back and listen to the replay, listen to the recording. Something like this, you'd be able to just listen to in the car. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just
Yep.
even if you just listen to the same 15-minute section of it again and again,
Yep.
then we
Okay.
can go through it. But
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay.
brother, and for everyone else,
Uh,
cheers. Give a shout out to Ronnie in the chat and the family for him being vulnerable here in this session and allowing everyone else that's watching this replay and recording to receive their own level of coaching through familiar experiences and familiar emotions inside of Ronnie. So thanks, Ronnie.
mm,
Thanks, everyone. Catch you next
no
time.
worries.
All right. Cheers, mate. Oh,